This man ejaculated on this little boy leg.
In Walmart. Welcome, my little roaches, to another episode of The Josh Potter Show. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine Tuesday. And today, we have a very wonderful guest. First, I want to let you know, though, at Josh_Potter on Instagram, at J_Potter on Twitter. That's where you can find out about shows coming up. The next big one, San Diego. That's happening on July 16th. Mic Drop Comedy Club. I hope you can join me, all you fine roaches, in San Diego. Beyond that, we'll have more announcements coming your way very soon. The fall is looking jam-packed, and I'm excited to crawl all over the world here and see you. Other than that, please continue to like, review, subscribe, rate, whatever the hell. I want to get up to 50K subscribers. We are so close, and I would love for you, if you haven't already, click that little subscribe button on YouTube, click the little bell, and we will be on our way. But with me today is someone who many of folks say snubbed for the Roachie Award for a Guest of the Year. It's Chase O'Donnell.
That's right. So happy to be here.
That's right.
A lot of people have come up to me after shows and expressed that they thought I got snubbed. And I've sent you a video of some of your roaches explaining that.
Every time you've gone out on the road with Christina and come across a roach here and there, they've expressed to you that you
I don't
were robbed.
go looking for it. They come to me, and I just thought you should know.
I'm happy to know. The people have spoken.
Snubbed.
Well, there's always 2022 to make up for it, you know? This could be like your Revenant, where Leo DiCaprio, just years and years and years of missing out on the Oscar.
Yeah.
Everyone knew after the Revenant came out, they're like, that's Leo's
right.
Oscar.
Okay.
You know? How has the road been?
It's been good. Christina's Netflix special just came out on Mother's Day.
Yes.
Which so exciting.
Mom Jeans
on
Netflix.
I'm so happy for her. And so it was like kind of slow between the taping and it being released, and now it's amping back up.
It's amping back up. So look
and I'm still going on the road with her.
Well, look for Chase out there with Christina. That's wonderful. Yeah. Every day that happens is a wonderful occurrence. Do you have anything you want to promote show-wise?
Oh, I'm just the Instagram Chase_O'Donnell, which was hacked for a good 3 weeks there.
Yeah,
and
let's talk about that for a moment, because all of a sudden, I'm on Instagram, I'm looking around, I'm looking at stories and things like that. Then I notice something about crypto stuff.
Oh, you noticed?
I go, huh. That doesn't seem like Chase's bag. I didn't know. I thought maybe for a second, I'm like, maybe she got into the crypto world.
Yeah, well, some people did think that. But I tell you, the amount of texts. Oh, is that my?
No, I don't know what that is.
I think it's this cord.
There you go.
Okay. The amount of texts I received the day I was hacked, more texts I've ever received in my life. Not even a birthday has compared to the day I got hacked. Just people checking in on me, making sure I knew that I was hacked.
Oh, I know. You're like, oh, I know.
Well, I started being like, wasn't hacked. I'm thrilled about this crypto opportunity.
Is that what you said to people?
I started doing that because I got so annoyed. Of course I know I'm hacked.
I didn't text you to let you know you were hacked. I thought, well, she's obviously aware she's been hacked. I just said, I'm sorry that you've been hacked. It was more of a condolence.
Thank you, Josh. Yeah. I knew from the moment I clicked that link that I was hacked, because I basically, is it interesting for me to tell you how?
No, I think
hacked?
it's a good cautionary tale for folk to not click these things.
It's going around.
And also, I would like to know as well, as someone who's susceptible to scams.
Mm-hmm. I thought I wasn't, but turns out I am. So I had a friend, I'm doing quotation marks.
A friend on Instagram.
Yeah, who I went to high school with, and we haven't kept in touch too much, but he's like someone that I've always he's a good friend from high school. And he messaged me and was like, hey, I'm applying to be an ambassador of something. Mm-hmm. Sounded legit. And he said, can you vote for me? And I said, absolutely, I can vote for you. And like, of course I would do that. So he goes, what's your number? I'm going to send you the link.
Oh, your number.
My phone number. So I go, here's my phone number. I'm just giving him my info.
Oh my God.
And I'm thinking this whole time it's my friend. And then he's like, okay, I just texted you the link. Can you click it? And let me know if screenshot something about a screenshot. And I clicked it and I was like, this isn't a link. It's taking me straight back to my Instagram. So I let him know and I sent the screenshot and I said, you didn't send me the right link. It's taking me right back to Instagram. And he goes, please hold. And then immediately I was logged out. All my email and passwords were changed. I couldn't get back in. I got like security notifications. I mean, for weeks that I was getting hacked, like my identity was getting hacked.
Oh my God. So it was only your Instagram, thankfully, right? You didn't have your like phone get hacked and then like your bank or whatever, you know?
Well, that's the thing. My Instagram email and password is what I use for everything.
Yes.
Don't do it. So
done it already.
I've had to change all of that because I was getting all these emails like change your password fast. People are trying to get in whatever way they say it.
Yeah.
But Annie,
Mm-hmm.
he was like, Chase, they're selling your email and password on the black market now. Like, this isn't good. So change every single email password you have immediately.
And he's like, I bought your password.
Yeah, I've already been on the black market and found it. But I didn't get it back for a really long time because
how long did it take?
3 weeks.
Oh my Lord. And now, did you have FOMO? Were you like, I'm missing out on Instagram? Or were you like, this is kind of nice?
Okay. The roller coaster of emotions I felt. Okay. At some points I was like, this is great. I should just never go back on social media. What a nightmare social media is the worst.
Sure.
So it was a nice little cleanse. But then I also went through like, wait, but like, if I'm going to pursue comedy still, which I was questioning. Because
really?
I really tell you, I was like,
this made you question pursuing comedy?
Well, I lost all my content and followers, and like it felt like if I have to start over, I just don't want to. And I was questioning continuing this.
You were going to quit comedy because your Instagram
was
gone. I always thought about that too. I'm like, starting over on Instagram, it wouldn't make me quit comedy. It would definitely affect things like ticket sales and stuff like that, though, for sure. Because it's the only place people buy tickets from for me. I don't have like a website.
I was thinking maybe I'll
email
just really go for TikTok and just not even ever get an Instagram again. I went through a lot of emotions, a lot of questioning my life and what I'm doing and the path I'm on. But
how did it get resolved? Did Instagram step in and fix it for you?
Yeah. So every time I had to request like, oh, I forgot my password, they're like, great, we just sent you the link to reset it to this email, which was not my email.
Right.
They had already. So it was just kind of impossible. And finally, my sister knew someone that knew someone that knew someone at Facebook.
Oh my God.
And that's the only way I got it back. Even that woman who works at Facebook was like, yeah, you can't. It's really difficult to get it back unless you know someone.
Oh my Lord.
And she said I wasn't allowed to give her contact out. So
this must be happening.
So
it's
sorry.
Obviously happening quite a bit. Yeah, we're sorry, folks. If you're hacked, it's on you to figure it out. You better know someone who knows someone who knows someone. Otherwise,
thank God.
You are screwed. I've had these messages, just like you just said, sent to me. There was a guy who I did a show with, and I had just met him at that show. And he DM'd me, he goes, hey, will you do me a favor? And I go, what's up? And the same thing. Can you vote for me on this? I wrote back to him, nah. I said, nope. And then I found out later
that it was hacked.
That he was hacked. And I go, okay, good. I didn't do it. But at first I just thought, I'm like, this fucking guy, just because I did a show with him, he wants a favor.
I kept now I'm looking back at the messages I sent to people, and I sent so many like, I'm so excited right now. My investments are really taking off. And he...
oh my God. Who'd you send them to?
So many.
Anybody embarrassing?
Oh yeah, like guys I've dated that I didn't want. They texted me like, were you hacked or are you trying to get me to join Bitcoin? I'm like, oh no, oh brother.
And now you're like, and by the way, what's up?
Yeah. Since we've started,
did it rekindle any conversation?
No,
that's a shame.
I know, what a shame.
That is a shame indeed, but I'm glad you got the Instagram back, and I'm glad you're back at it.
I'm back. My spirits are high. It was a nice little break, and then I got COVID, so I had even more of a break, and I'm just rejuvenated now. I took some time off.
Yeah, so go follow. I mean, did you lose followers from it?
I lost like 1,000.
Oh.
But it's not, that's nothing. That's nothing.
I guess so, but I mean, go follow Chase if you unfollowed her because of the Bitcoin happening there.
Yeah.
Give her a follow.
A lot of people are telling me, oh, for some reason I blocked you. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
I blocked you? That seems harsh.
I cannot.
It's because you were spamming them with Bitcoin nonsense? Yeah. Well, Bitcoin's in the tubes now, so they need all the help they can get. They need to steal all the accounts. I've had another scam. Well, I don't even know if it was a scam. It was a guy, I'm too, I've got to stop doing this. When it comes to DMs, I'm too, because anybody who sends me a nice DM, I write back. I say, thank you. I send a little heart with a little roach on it or something like that. No. I'm very not codependent in that regard, but I want people to know that I'm thankful that they enjoy what I'm doing, if they do indeed.
Yeah.
So I have some people where once you take them from that 99 plus side and you bring them into your world, now they have access to you always. And I don't like seeing those little notifications. I have whatever it is, OCD about seeing the little red number. I have to get rid of it. And if I know somebody saw that I saw something,
I'm the same way.
I have to acknowledge it or whatever. So this guy's
it's exhausting.
Let me see if I can even pull it up. I might have just blocked.
Be a doll, pull it up.
Oh no, I think I threw the guy back into the 99 pool because I was sick of it. But he was like, hey, I'm doing this thing, same thing, I don't know, vote for me kind of thing. But he's like, all I need is your Cash App tag. And I go, no, I'm not giving it to you. He goes, I swear to God, it's real. Blah, blah, blah. And he wrote me 6 messages about it being real. I go, I'm not giving it to you. And instead of just accepting that, he kept going and going. And I go, oh, all right, this guy's blocked. And I just sent him back into the, I did restrict and I sent him into the abyss.
Wow.
Because I don't want to block somebody. I like to keep their numbers if they're going to keep watching what I'm doing, But yeah, some vultures out there.
You're good at detecting scams.
I wish I was better. I'll tell you, I had this story, and I don't know if I've told this on a podcast before or not, but this is while I was working at your mom's house. One day I was my father is even worse with technology than I am, obviously. And I was trying to send my father money through PayPal. And he didn't know how to get into it. He couldn't remember his password or something. So I commandeered his account. And I couldn't get into it either. So I Google PayPal help number.
Yeah.
And and I clicked the first thing that came up. And an Indian man picks up the phone.
Yeah, I've been there. And
I communicate with him. He knew my email address. He knew, and again, this is the first number that pops up. It's in big numbers on Google.
Wow.
And so I didn't do much research other than I saw it there. I go, well, that must be the number. I called it. And this man picks up and he goes, what I'm going to need you to do is and he had all these words and things that are confusing to me. He goes, I'm going to need you to
download an app.
Nope.
Because I've gotten that. Okay.
It was go to a CVS or a Rite Aid or something and get a Google gift card.
Oh yeah,
and then relay the number to me. And I'm
classic scam.
I'm standing in line to do this, going, I'm getting scammed right now.
You went to CVS while he was on the phone?
Yeah.
Oh no.
And I stood in line. I go, I'm getting scammed right now. I'm getting scammed. I go, well, I don't know. Maybe this is the way they can verify my identity. I go, if I get scammed, I guess I get scammed. So I get scammed.
No.
I 100% get scammed. I lose $100. Went through with it, $100. Okay. Then he goes, he goes, now I need you to send $400 to, I go, no. You got me. I called him. I go, you got me. You got me with the 100. I lost $100. Kudos. Congratulations. Tip of the cap to you. You're not getting me for anymore. And then he started getting like angry at me. Like he was like, how dare I call him out for scamming me?
Oh, God.
And so I'm yelling at this man on the phone. So then I hang up. I have to walk back to the studio. I go to Nadav. I go, I'm a fucking idiot. I tell him what happened. He's like, yeah, you're a fucking idiot. And I just am like dejected at what a fucking moron I am. I call the Better Business Bureau and be like, because by the way, when I go, what number did I even call? I had the number, but then I go, let's Google PayPal customer service number again.
Yep.
Gone.
Oh.
And then I see the real one. I go, and then I called that one and it goes, this call may be monitored for blah, 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 blah.
And, like,
and I go, I didn't hear that one the first time.
Yeah. Oh, brother.
Yeah, no, it was the dumbest I've ever felt. I'm like, what am I, 85?
Yeah.
I'm an 85-year-old man.
See, I don't think I would have fallen for that. But
yeah, no, not many would.
Okay. But it was only 100.
That's the way I looked at it. I was like, I had to just grin and bear it. I go, well, I lost $100. Oh, well.
Do you know
I didn't fall for it further.
They're scamming people in real life now? Pulling
How?
over. Someone pulls over to the side of the road and is like, I need help. And they're like, I have to get to San Francisco. My kids are in the back. I just need a few $100s. I can give you this watch as collateral. My dad fell for it.
You want to know something?
Mm-hmm.
You just made a memory pop up in the old noggin here. That's how I got carjacked. And I didn't even fall for anything. All I did was I was at the bank.
What year was this?
This is in college. This is
2000,
probably 2006 or so. Yeah. And I had to go take money out of the bank to go buy books. So I took out like $300 and I was going to school to buy books. And when I got in my car, a man came up to my driver's side window and was like, hey, my car's broken down over there. I just need to go home and get money so that I can get oil or something for it, fix a tube or some nonsense or whatever. Can you give me a ride? And I go, oh, no, I got to go to school. I have to be there by a certain time. I can't do anything. Before I even finished, he got into the backseat of my car. I didn't have it locked.
Oh, my God.
And then I go, what are you doing? And he's like, drive me here. And I was like, okay. And so I didn't know if he had like a gun or a knife or anything. And while I'm driving, he's like, how much money you got on you? And I lied. I was like, $20. He goes, let's stop at an ATM and get more. And I'm like, I only have like $20 in my account. I like lied again. So I took out another $20 at an ATM that he made me go to. He walked with me to the ATM and everything like that.
Oh my God.
And
you had a hostage situation.
Yeah, it was like a full-on carjacking.
But did you think you were going to get killed?
I was in shock, and like he kept saying stuff. He's like, do you believe in God and all this weird shit? Like, and he's making me drive him around, which is like around a bad part of town. And so I'm just driving in like what I think is like circles, but I don't know where we are. It was definitely to confuse me as to where we were.
Oh my God.
And he had me drop him off like outside of this auto shop in the middle of nowhere in like the ghetto. And
you missed class.
So I dropped him off. Yeah, I missed class. I didn't even go buy the books. I think I just went home. But I went home and I told my dad what happened, and he goes, drive me to where he dropped. And I go, I don't want to go back there. What are you going to do, Dad? You're going to go fight this guy? Like, what is going to happen if I drive you there? So, of course, I drive my dad there, and nothing happens. The guy's nowhere to be found. I'm like, he's not going to be here. And my dad's asking people where, if they saw this guy, like they're going to rat him out or whatever. Yeah, but like, what is he just going to get us both killed? Going back to like the scene, So when you said carjacked, I thought you meant someone like threw you out of the car and they took the car and left. I guess that's like a theft. I guess that could be a carjack.
You were kind of kidnapped, but you were in control.
Yeah, I guess that doesn't constitute a carjacking because I got to keep my car.
Sure. Yeah, you got to keep your car.
Right.
And you lost $40.
Yeah, and I didn't die. And I don't know if he had a gun or anything. He said something. He goes, do you believe in God? And I lied. I go, oh yeah, I go to church every Sunday.
Oh, good.
I lied up my ass.
You tell them you believe in God.
Yeah, and he started saying like prayers and stuff, and I go, is this guy saying? Is he gonna like fucking like shoot me? I don't know.
Yeah.
What he's doing? He's sitting right behind me.
Well, what should I do if that ever happens to me?
Don't let him in. Lock the doors. I should have had the doors locked.
Just lock the doors, and then do you call the police while you're driving?
I didn't. I
guess 2006. This is before the iPhone.
Yes, this is before the iPhone. I had a cell phone for sure, but I didn't want to like make the guy agitated. He was being relatively nice to me the entirety of the time. So I kind of thought like, let me just get out of this. I'll drop the guy off and I'll go home.
I mean, all of that for $40. He must have really needed it.
He could have, I mean, that's true too. I think about that too. I go, well, he needed it more than me, I suppose. Although I was extraordinarily poor at that time. But we have plenty of fun things to get into, Miss O'Donnell. I'm excited that you're here.
Cannot wait.
Let's get right into it, shall we?
Yes. Right into it after 20 minutes.
All righty. I have an update on a story that I would like your take on. I don't know if you've heard about this at all, but in Alabama, there was an inmate who escaped the prison. Did you hear about this?
I've been following the story.
Have you been? Oh my God.
No, I haven't.
I got excited. I thought you were all up on it. Well, it's an interesting tale because it involves romance.
Mm.
You see, and I sniffed this out immediately. When I first had this story, the story was just that this inmate escaped and the woman corrections officer that was last seen with him was missing also. So I said they definitely were romantically involved, 100%. And they, were in cahoots.
This is a movie plot.
Actually, it is. It's called Escape from Dannemora. It based on true events. Ben Stiller directed it. Great little miniseries on Showtime if you ever want to check it out. But the update reads as such: recorded jailhouse phone calls between Vicky White and Casey White. No relation. They just both happen to have the same last name.
That sounds like a relation to me.
Well, I mean, you would think, but the word, as we've learned in this show in the past, the last name White, very common.
Okay.
And so Vicky White and Casey White, Vicky being the corrections officer, Casey being the inmate who's in there, I believe, for murder of some sort.
No.
But there is jailhouse recordings of them being on the phone together, and apparently this proves the prison guard was having a relationship with the Alabama inmate before the two went on the run. Correctional Officer Vicky White met Casey White back in 2020 at the Lauderdale County Correctional Facility and kept in touch while he was transferred temporarily to state prison before returning. Once the pair went missing in late April, police spoke with detainees who said the two had been in a romantic relationship, a fact confirmed by recordings of calls between the two. The Independent has contacted the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Office for more information on when police and jail officials became aware that the two were having a relationship. Because, by the way, when I first came across this thing, no one was even inferring that they were in a relationship except me.
Oh, they needed to put you on the case sooner.
They should have had me in it. They're like, we don't, obviously she's in great danger. And I'm like, no, she's in on it. She also, by the way, is in great danger. But it's of her own volition, okay? Vicky White, who had a spotless record and was set to receive a 5th Employee of the Year award before becoming a fugitive, also showed Casey White preferential treatment and gave him extra food, according to officials. So she's giving him extra food because he's giving her a little extra something or other.
Yeah.
Despite the shock to law enforcement that Miss White was carrying on a relationship with the man who pleaded guilty, then recanted, to murdering a woman of 58 years old, a mother of 2, in 2015, had been convicted of a string of other violent crimes. Those close to the two knew about their romance, though. I wonder who's close to the two. Just like the cellmate next door who hears her come in with the keys is like, ka-ching, and she's in there banging him. I would have told right away.
Really?
If I was the inmate next over,
who would you have told?
I would have told the other guards. I'm like, this chick guard's coming in here and fucking the dude next to me. What's going on? You wouldn't have told. You would have kept it a secret.
I feel like there's a lot going on in jails. A lot of like secret stuff, just from shows I've seen.
From
I wouldn't tell on anyone. I'd be scared I'd get in trouble.
Oh, you mean with the other inmates?
Yeah. They wouldn't like a tattletale.
That's very true. They do say, what is it? Snitches? Get the stitches. I would have taken a few stitches.
Okay, well.
I would have just been jealous. I would have been like, hey, either you come over here and do a little something or other, or else I'm going to tell.
Well, Okay.
You know?
Yeah, okay.
Right?
You'd want the prison guard.
I wouldn't even need to have her help me escape. It's just like, how about a little action?
Yeah, like, this isn't fair.
Yeah, I'm over here. I got Tyrone giving me all the action. I want a little something else. You know what I mean?
Fine. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that's all. It's just out of jealousy. Despite the shock to law enforcement that Miss White was carrying on a relationship with the man. Oh, I'm sorry. I read that part already. Vicky was really, really good to him. Just being there for him, talking with him. They had a real thing. Connie Moore, Casey White's mother, this is the mother of the prisoner, told the Daily Mail. He was calling her his wife, even when he was in prison. I just sort of went along with it. I didn't say you shouldn't do it or anything like that. It made him happy.
Well, what's the end goal for them? Because if they get caught, they're not going to be together.
Well, that's true. She would get like transferred or maybe fired from the prison.
And then if they had just stayed in the jail cell, they could have just seen each other every day.
But this is the thing, and this is why I hearken back to Escape at Dannemora. Mm-hmm. The two men that escaped were manipulating the woman and showing her signs of affection. A woman who has low self-esteem. Not many, or her husband was an adult. So she was like, oh, this guy, he's got a big piece.
What do you mean an adult?
He was just adult. He was like a moron.
Oh, okay.
Just kind of a mouth-breathing oaf.
I was like, that's good he's an adult.
She was bored. Yeah, that is good.
That's good.
She was bored with her life is all I mean.
So, but I don't think that's what's happening here.
Well, I don't know. You think they were romantically you think she was that enchanted with the man? Mm-hmm. How do you think one becomes enchanted with a man who is a convicted murderer and in jail?
I mean, I'm not interested in that,
sure.
But there are some people that are very interested. And haven't you heard of like women that like murderers all have these like pen pals with like they become celebrities?
Oh, sure.
Like I think some women are really into that.
That's true. There are the women who are like, oh, Ted Bundy's such a babe and all that kind of stuff. But let's pull up the pictures. Do you have them?
It's like the bad boy. Like Pete Davidson.
It's like the bad.
Everyone loves Pete.
So if I guarantee if Pete Davidson murdered some people and went to jail,
people would love him.
The guards would be flocking. Mm-hmm. They'd be throwing pussy at at Pete Davidson.
Exactly.
But let's see this man, not Pete Davidson. I don't think.
Okay, let's see the picture. Oh yeah, not Pete Davidson.
Is that him with breasts?
It looks.
Kirsten, does he have breasts there?
It's just.
He does. He does have a little bit of a chest on him.
Interesting. And what is the woman? Not exactly I'm not going to disparage her by saying anything.
Well, let's see Vicky
about her,
White.
but you know, she could have done better. She's like,
I think they're cute together. I mean, he looks a little intense, but
yeah, you think that's the Ted Bundy effect happening with this guy?
Yeah. Maybe he has a delightful personality.
I think these poor corrections officers have such boring and sad lives, some of them, that they get yarn spun in their brain by guys like this, and she was manipulated into thinking there was a thing going on here. Meanwhile, I don't think he had any intention other than using her to escape the jail.
Okay, because he's that sociopathic.
Based off what I've seen in this Escape at Dannemora situation.
Wow, I'm going to watch Escape at Dannemora.
You should. Okay. And also, it's a real story. I mean, I was on the radio like when it was happening because Dannemora is a place near Buffalo, like it's near Western New York. Mm-hmm. And everyone in Western New York very on high alert because these prisoners could be coming through our town, etc.
Really?
So yeah, so it was definitely a big story at the time. White, who is now in state prison as he awaits trial on escape charges because they caught them, by the way.
Oh, I didn't know that.
As well as the Ridgway murder, is said by his mother to be devastated by Vicky White's death. So she died.
Okay, well, how come it took 7 minutes to get to this point?
I didn't realize that she died. Can we see how she died? Because it just ends there. The story literally ends with her death. How did she die, Kirsten?
He killed her.
I mean, clearly.
Clearly she was in danger.
That's what I'm saying. He used her for the death. Can we get a update on her death,
suicide.
Kirsten? Can you read it for me? I can't see. Oh, she shot her.
I can read it.
Do we know for a fact?
Vicky White died of suicide, an Indiana coroner's office said Thursday. She shot herself after a Monday car chase that concluded 11 days on the run with an inmate she's accused of freeing.
Freeing, sorry. So she shot herself after that.
Oh, the poor woman. Don't get involved with a murderer.
No,
it's going to make things complicated.
But I don't, like, again, this man, his case wasn't even that high profile. It's not like she was like, ooh, sexy Ted Bundy serial killer. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's an element of that I can see with a woman, but this just is just some guy. I don't know.
Yeah, he's just some guy.
It's very strange to me how manipulated.
That did not end well. I'm glad we got the update.
I'm glad we did too. It got right to the bottom of it with the murder aspect. Oh, here we are. There was another page to the story.
Well, look at that.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
It got confused with this one.
Okay.
Oh, my papers are all a mess. Let's see if this says anything more about this, like how it all concluded. This is the mother still speaking. I spoke to him yesterday, and he was crying, saying he couldn't believe she was gone. In the days since Casey White's capture, a clearer picture has emerged of how Vicky White broke him out of Alabama in the first place.
Ooh.
Using her position as a senior official, she sent 12 inmates and 5 deputies to court on the day of the escape, leaving her as the last remaining police official in the prison with transport privileges. From there, she said she was taking Casey White to a mental health evaluation. We talked about this on the last one. There was no mental evaluation. The jail official ditched her patrol cruiser and drove off in a 2007 Ford Edge she bought with a false name. How do you buy a car with a false name?
I don't know.
I don't even know how to buy a car with my real one.
Me neither.
Let alone with a fake name.
Same.
I feel like they would ask for a few, I don't know, documents and stuff like that. His dramatic escape inspired investigators in Limestone County, Alabama, to re-examine the case of another of White's girlfriends who met a tragic end in what authorities ruled at the time was a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the chest. So there's a pattern of women he dated killing themselves.
Oh, this is a pattern?
Evidently.
Oh, God. Stay away from him, ladies.
Police at the time found no blood on White's clothing and noted he appeared distraught over the death. It was just all too much. A woman killing herself with a sawed-off shotgun. The woman's brother, Tyler Rowland, told the news. The police said he was crying and very hysterical, and I don't doubt that one bit because I know he can turn it on, he added. He's a master manipulator.
Whoa.
So maybe that's still up in the air. Maybe he did kill her.
I'm excited for this to be the next Netflix series.
It very well could be.
Yeah. I was watching The Girl from Plainville about the girl that convinced her boyfriend to kill himself. Fascinating story.
Wait, what's that one? That's the internet one, right? Where I only watched like the first couple of minutes of that where it was just like showed the text messages like you should kill yourself. Like
she's like, get back in the car. No, you can do this. You got this. Like supporting him through it. So like it was a very, the court didn't know. She technically didn't kill him, but it was like a morality case. And they've never had to like charge someone for like homicide when.
Right. No, the law is very gray on like.
Morals.
Yes. If you like, hey, you should kill yourself. You should do it. Kill yourself.
Even though
like, I don't want to. It's like, I don't know. I think you should.
Yeah. And then it's like she kind of just bullied him and like, did she do something wrong? I believe so. Like that's not good.
Yeah, we all do.
But he's the one that killed himself. So
right. In the eyes of the law, how do you
I know. Really tricky. Really tricky.
So how did it end? You can just
spoiler alert, she got convicted. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
And because they said she knew that the car he was getting into was poisonous and going to kill him.
The car was poisonous?
Is poisonous the right word? Where you like, you know how people can kill themselves with gas or, you know that
in a garage, like in
the car. It wasn't in a garage, but I need to read up
fumes?
on it. Yeah, the fumes.
Oh, so like the car had like a malfunction that allowed the noxious fumes to consume the inside alone?
Something he's breathing in the toxic air, and she knew it was toxic. So by her telling him, get back in the car, that was them saying she killed him.
Interesting.
Because she knew it wasn't a safe environment to get back in the car.
What a wild, wild thing.
I know.
A woman can't even convince me to go to a certain concert, let alone kill myself.
That's the thing. I think
how in love do you have to be?
I think he could have just said, I'm actually gonna not.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I'd be like,
she didn't have a gun to his head.
This girl's been pretty mean to me. I'm gonna just not listen to her anymore.
Yeah.
What is the craziest thing a guy has gotten you to do?
Well, my go-to story is when a guy took me to a strip club on the first date.
On the first date?
First date.
Oh my Lord.
And I was 23 and he was 30, so why is it's a big age gap?
I know, it's just funny that it's like he was 30, I was 23, and he brought me to the strip club on the first date. Like, what was this guy? What does this guy do for a living?
He was a waiter, and it was a surprise. He was like, I can't wait to show you where we're going. We roll up in a taxi. This is before Uber, and and then he's like, we're here, and I was like, I'm so oh my God, I love strip clubs.
Oh my God.
I was like, this is such
a great surprise. What was it called?
I don't remember. It's somewhere in LA.
I thought it would be funny if he was like, meet me at a place. I don't want to tell you. It's a surprise. Meet me at Twisties. You're like, Twisties? Okay, I don't know. So how long did you spend in there?
All night. I'm not even kidding.
Did you have any fun?
I was sitting by myself most of the night. He was off with strippers. And I thought I had told you this story.
No.
I was sitting in the front row at one point, and I'm 23, and I looked really young.
Sure.
So I looked like high school age. I was sitting in the front row, and a stripper was dancing for me, and she was apologizing.
Why?
Because she was like, knew that the guy I was with was off with another woman, and I was sitting there enjoying her
Did you have dollar bills or anything?
No, I just was like
I wonder what because if I was a guy, if I was sitting there alone, they would have been like, this guy hasn't paid $1, he hasn't bought a drink. And then the bouncer would have come up and gotten me out of there.
You have to give her $1 at least.
You have to give money. You have to buy a drink at the very least if you're a guy.
Otherwise,
so he's off in the back room.
And I saw him making out with one of the strippers.
What?
And I told him, I said, I saw you making out with a stripper. And he said, no, I didn't. And I was like, well, I saw you. Anyway.
No, you didn't see it.
Yeah, he said, not going to happen.
Gaslighting you?
I was like, oh.
How did you meet this person?
We worked together at a restaurant.
Oh, okay.
I was a host. He was a waiter. Classic love story.
So after that's done, after that date, obviously, I would imagine you didn't go out with him again.
No, we dated for a little bit.
Oh my God.
Can you believe? I had a big crush on him.
Why?
I don't know.
What redeeming qualities did this person have?
None. Absolutely none. I thought he was cute.
That'll do it.
Evidently,
so did the stripper. She's making out with him.
Yeah.
That's usually not something that they do.
Isn't that just terrible? I learned a big lesson.
What was the lesson?
Well, I felt like I couldn't leave because, again, no Ubers and I didn't.
Right, that's true.
What do I call a taxi? So I learned like, oh, you can leave if you don't want to be there.
Was it nighttime?
Yeah.
It must have been scary. I mean, strip clubs could be in a bad part of town.
It was nighttime and scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could imagine. Jesus Christ.
And also,
Lord.
like, I guess another lesson, and this will only come in, like, no other guy has taken me to a strip club on a first date, so I haven't had to use the lessons. But I feel like also I could have been like, oh, no, I actually don't like this idea. Let's go to a bar.
Yeah. You could have been like, oh, we're at a strip club. I'm not down for this.
I was
also,
literally
like the whole, like,
I love strip clubs.
So wait, he sat you down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fascinated by this story.
Okay.
Fascinated as to how, because some guys, there's guys out there. There's me, right? Okay, so like, let's say Josh, right? I've done a lot of first dates that have gone mediocrely. I dated this one. I went on when I first moved to LA, I was on the Tinders and all that, and I went on a first date with a girl who wrote for The Ranch. It was a show on the Netflix a while ago with Ashton Kutcher or something. And she saw I was a comedian or something, so we were like, let's go out. So I picked a restaurant. We went out for lunch, and nothing happened. It couldn't have been more like we couldn't have been less interested in one another.
Oh, okay.
And then we just moved along. But I'm wondering how some guys can be I don't know if charming is the right word, but where they can just get away with murder like that, essentially. Like this guy definitely got away with literal murder. The guy that
Isn't it because...
How long did you sit with him before he got a lap dance? Was he like, I'll be right back, I'm going to go to the bathroom, and then just went to the champagne room? Or
Yeah,
what?
I feel like we walked in, we like got a booth, and then he's like, maybe after a drink, he's like, I'll be right back.
And then you saw him
Gone.
Did you see him
I
go
enjoyed
with
the strip
strippers?
club. Yeah, I was at the strip club just pretty much alone the whole night. I
flabbergasted.
Yeah.
This is
I saw
insane.
him just, the stripper like came to the table, got him, took him over to a corner.
And you dated him.
I don't know what else went on. I just saw them making out.
And you dated him for like how long after?
It's so long ago now, but I want to say we dated for like 3 months. That's not good.
I mean, that's crazy. It's literally crazy. He couldn't have done more terrible things to you.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have. I mean, let's face it. But I'm saying without being criminal, he couldn't have done more terrible things to you. And you're like,
so many red flags.
Those aren't just red flags.
So many
Those are like whistles. Those are like alarms are going off.
Clearly not a deal breaker for me.
I guess not.
Well, now it would be. I think I was just too young.
Well, I have another couple on a date here that I want to show you and get your 2 cents on it. I'm very curious about what you think, but it involves sports.
Okay.
So we'll get into that. We might go back and forth.
Okay. I know you have a comedy show to get to, so at any point.
Here, now, what if a guy took you on a date to a baseball game?
Been.
And how did those dates go?
Hated it.
Hated it more than the strip club?
I'm actually not even kidding. I was sitting next to the guy at the baseball game, watching him DM girls on Instagram. And again, I stayed at the baseball game for 7 hours. How long are those? And I was like, is this inappropriate? Like, I'm looking at him text other girls.
What the fuck?
Hung out with him all night.
Yeah, the baseball games can be long.
Also, he was he was British, so like I was using my lines that I like to use. Like
sports lines,
I memorized sports lines before the game, but it didn't matter because he didn't know how impressive it was that I was saying these sports lines.
Yeah, like why did he want to go to a baseball game?
I bet he was like, oh, this is what you do.
This is what you do. And this is the only time you've gone on a date with a person to a baseball game?
Yeah.
So that's obviously why you hate it.
And the drinks are like $18.
Ah, that's fine.
But
it's a day at the ballpark.
It was just beer. I didn't realize they had cocktails I could have, and I don't like beer.
Right.
So I was sober. All I'm saying is I was sober the whole date.
Oh my God.
Okay, so
thing.
terrible.
Poor thing. Oh my God. Well,
thank you.
I actually love, like, if I take a girl to a baseball game.
You've had better experiences.
Here's the thing. I'll say this. Because if I take a girl to a baseball game, I either can see myself marrying them or they're just such a great platonic friend that I love them in that way.
So it's a great compliment for you to take a girl there.
Yes, this is of the utmost. This is like the Shaw of whatever, rolling out the red carpet. This is my, like, if I take you with me to a baseball game, you are in my heart.
That's like
of some capacity.
If I take a guy to a musical,
interesting.
I don't do it, but I'm sure that's what.
Has a guy taken you to one?
I don't think so.
You don't even remember?
I don't remember if they have, but I don't think so.
Oh, Lord Chase. I feel just awful. But my point is...
There's going to be a romance video going on?
Well, so to speak. I kind of want to get your 2 cents. This woman very well could... Maybe she had the same incident that happened to you. Okay. I want to see if you can gauge what was happening in this video.
Okay, I can't wait.
There's no sound.
Oh, she's upset.
And he's talking to her about something.
The camera guy's just like, let's just stay on them.
Yes, I think it was that look was very interesting. She's moving away.
They're backing me.
Finally, it was just in between innings. Now, this is what's funny. While this is happening, you want to start or pause it in the beginning there, Kirsten? While this is happening, the commentators are making jokes about it. It's pretty funny, They're sitting there, they're waiting between pitches. filling a baseball game is an art for a broadcaster.
Okay.
It's part of my favorite thing about it.
Oh, wow.
It's like there's so much dead time that they have to talk about this or that. Often they talk about like, and the second baseman has a dog named Lucy that he brings to the ballpark. You know, they find any little thing, statistics.
Yeah, just to keep it moving.
Things happening in the ballpark. And so the cameraman clues in on this. And, you know, they're like sitting there. And the guy's like, what do you think's happening here, partner? And the other guy's like, she doesn't look like she wants to be here. He's probably saying, just stay for the second half of the doubleheader. And it's like, no, they're probably having a way worse fight than that. You know what I mean? The broadcasters were speculating because it was a doubleheader that she didn't want to stay for the second game, and he was trying to convince her.
You're kidding.
That was what they said. But I wanted what
No,
about.
He cheated on her, and she found out.
Right at the ballpark?
She just found out.
It was on the kiss cam?
Yeah. He's like, give me a kiss. Wait, is this the kiss cam?
No. This is just this is the cameraman just finding this couple.
She just found out he cheated. It's not good.
It's also raining at this ball game.
She's like, don't even try to explain.
So he's telling, he's like, baby, listen. Here, sorry, I'll be the boy.
Okay.
All right, go.
Okay. I just can't.
Baby, I mean, come on. She doesn't even mean anything to me. I mean, it was just one time.
One time. Great. That's.
Come on. It was just hand stuff.
I think that's exactly how it went.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that's what it looks like.
That sounded very.
What if it was something innocuous, like he bought her like he didn't get her a hot dog or something?
Yeah, well, she also could just be a spoiled brat.
That could be too. I don't like to ever put that on the woman.
I know it's tough these days to do that.
I don't want to assume that she's in the fault, and he's like, I just really thought you would have liked coming here. I mean, it's a really special game. The Mets are playing, and Aaron Nola's on the mound for the Phillies, and I thought it would be a good time.
She'd be like, I mean, you didn't even get me a cocktail. I'm dead sober. Like, you could.
What baseball game did you go to when you had your terrible date?
It was Dodgers.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea who they were playing.
Dodgers games are tough because it takes a lot to get to the game.
Well, you also have to I think it's fun if you go with baseball fans.
Sure.
Neither of us were baseball fans.
No, that's the thing. And that's kind of like why I have to bring someone I very much care about, because it's like I turn into like an autistic child. Where I'm like, I'll be like, oh my God, did you see that? And I'm saying stuff like I'm 8, and they're like,
That's so fun. Do you ever go alone?
All the time.
Yeah, because
I go alone more than I go with somebody.
Well, I would ask because I go to theater alone all the time.
Really? Where's theater in LA? Pantages or something?
Yeah, I mean, pandemic's been tough, but Pantages, I'm going to the Amundsen on Sunday.
Moulin Rouge?
No, I have a friend in that on Broadway though.
Oh, really?
So I'm gonna have to get out there.
Well, it's coming here. It's here or something.
Oh, but he won't be here.
I see.
I need to see my friend in it.
So no dates to the theater ever, but you are keeping it up there for when you are in love. Alone.
Yeah, well, they're gonna have to deal. We're gonna have to see how they act in a theater setting.
No, of course.
Yeah.
And what would they need to do to impress you?
Be really excited about it.
Okay. I didn't know if they had to if there is a certain, I've gone to shows, theater shows. I've never been to a Broadway show, but I've gone to shows, and I didn't know if there was
and you've never been to a Broadway show?
Well, Buffalo, New York might as well be Mars compared to.
Okay, fine.
I mean, it's 8 hours away from.
Yeah.
But there's a theater called Shays where the Broadway shows would come perform there. I've been to I've taken a girl to Beauty and the Beast. I've went to Phantom of the Opera. And, I didn't know if there was etiquette where if a guy acted a certain way, you would be very much like,
well, if they were eye rolling and being like, I don't want to be here.
Well, that's one thing.
If they were acting like that girl, then no, deal breaker.
And I've never I've always known the women that I've taken, they've never acted that way, thank the Lord.
Good.
They usually have I'm also a fun time at the baseball game.
Oh, I'm sure.
I don't care about the
it's
$18 for a beer. Give me 6. Let's go.
It's truly, it was less that, it was more that I didn't like that the only option was beer. And I just don't like beer, so I just didn't.
That was the only option he gave you. He's like,
he gave me, because he didn't know the Dodger Stadium well enough to know that there was just
what an
cocktails
odd
on a
choice.
different
That guy
level.
might as well have taken you to a strip club.
Yeah.
I mean,
honestly,
what a terrible...
same type. They probably
same type. What is this type?
I have a very
exactly?
specific type.
In terms of what, physically, or is it like
physically, and they seem to be guys like that DMing girls on the date or making out with.
How did you
girls
even?
on the
I mean,
date.
he wasn't even trying to hide it. So how did you catch him? You were just literally like.
Yeah, it was just like we're sitting next to each other, and it's like.
How many? Like he's just scrolling through his.
I believe it was just this one girl that he was like flirting with the whole time on DMs.
Interesting. Now, when you go out with a guy,
Mm-hmm.
do you judge a guy based off the food he eats?
No.
No, you don't care at all.
No.
Well, let's pull up
Oh,
gentleman
segue.
named Sam Howell. Now, Sam
Okay.
Howell used to be the quarterback of the UNC Tar Heels. He was just drafted later than most would have expected, probably, going into the draft or initially. He dropped down to the 5th round, got drafted by the Washington Commanders.
Okay.
And he has very unique eating habits that have come to light.
Okay.
And I'd like your take on this.
Can't wait.
Let's first hear what he says, and then I can elaborate. I didn't even realize there was video with this, but Kirsten, digging it up. I love it.
Here we go.
I'm Nigerian. Culture.
Okay, hold on. Pause it for a second. Just to set up what's going on here. It's like asking, like, what do people not know about you?
Got it.
Okay.
Okay, love that.
I've never had a steak.
So there he is right there. Sam Howell, I've never had a steak.
I'd actually really like that.
But it gets even more deep.
Okay.
Washington Commanders rookie quarterback Sam Howell has his quirks just like every other professional athlete. The Commanders' 5th round draft pick out of North Carolina has never eaten a steak or a burger. You're a vegetarian.
I've never had
So
a
this is
steak
like right
or
up
a
your
burger either.
right up your alley.
We'd
Actually,
get
I didn't
along
even
really
think
well.
about that.
Yeah.
That information went viral on social media after an interview the former Tar Heel did. According to the station, Howell told them in December 2020 he won't get anywhere near seafood and claims that he's never had a bite of steak or even so much as a hamburger. He did admit once to eating a hot dog, but he is partial to chicken to the point where he has brought chicken with him to places where he didn't think they would have them, and he's gone out to many a steakhouse and ordered the chicken tenders.
Oh, I thought you meant he brings live chicken with him. Okay. To make a point. Okay.
No.
He'll bring his own chicken.
Tenders, yeah, or like nuggets.
No, his eating habits are very similar to mine, although I do love seafood.
But you're not one to be bringing food along with you. I mean, I feel like chicken tenders specifically reads as a child.
It does, and also
You have the palate of a child.
you can go to a steakhouse, and as a vegetarian, the sides at a steakhouse are phenomenal.
Yes.
So I have no time for vegetarians being like, I can't eat here.
and I
You
and
can
I,
eat anywhere.
I also, I mean, like I like a steak a lot. I'm always steakhouse. Oh boy, my favorite restaurant
Good.
for the sides
Yeah.
as well. But
Great sides.
when it comes to burgers, I don't necessarily like to eat a burger every time either. So I'll get like a black bean burger. Burgers to me are more for the toppings.
I agree. Well, again, I haven't had a burger, but
Right.
once I started eating the Impossible Burger,
Now you're all about it.
well, no, I was like, honestly, the reason the burger's so good is because of all the things on top.
That's why I
But
like a regular burger too.
I like
yeah.
the veggie patty so much better than an Impossible patty.
What's an impossible patty? That's just a bunch of oils coagulating together, right?
I don't think people really know what's in it.
Sounds awesome. Sounds healthier.
Yeah, it's just not a cow.
That's what I thought. It was like sunflower oil and shit that they just all coagulate into one patty, and they're like, it's not meat.
Yeah, it's something, I don't know the ingredients.
My buddy who's a vegetarian told me that the Impossible Burger was like, he's like, yeah, we're not eating it because it's good for you. We're eating it because it's not meat and we can have a burger.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that it's healthier
Right.
at all, but it's not, you're not killing cows.
An animal. But a black bean burger,
Good for you.
like it.
Yeah, and I like it better.
Yeah, I don't know if I need to venture into the impossible meat. I don't know. I feel like somewhere down the road, 30 years from now, they're going to be like, oh, it turns out there's cancer in there.
Yeah, it's a little sketchy.
Yeah, it seems kind of terrifying. But there is something childlike about Sam Howell's diet that bugs me. You know what I mean? And we all have that friend who, like, when you go to a restaurant and it's like a nice restaurant, they're like, can I have the chicken tenders? And you're like, come on.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's right. It's a very child order.
Like if you go out for sushi or something and they're like, do you have chicken fingers? Yeah. You're like, just stay home next time, bro.
Yeah.
God damn. Well, I am absolutely floored at your history of first dates. I mean, that is alarming and shocking.
The first dates I've been on the past few months, even worse.
Can you give us one?
Yeah, because I know we are. I mean, basically, one, I was on a date with him, and he was explaining to me that his last relationship was a poly, which means he had 2 girlfriends.
Yes, that means
he was a throuple.
Yes.
And he pulls out his phone and he starts showing me pictures of him in bed with 2 girls, and then
on the first date.
On the first date.
Now, have you gotten your appetizers yet? Have you made your drink
of course.
orders?
And also, I'm like hosting a podcast when I'm on a date. Like, I keep the conversation
you're
moving.
interviewing them.
I mean, they're having a good time, and I guess they feel very comfortable to share these things. And then he's like, I'm trying to quit smoking, and I was like, and I don't know. He's like, I can't quit 2 addictions at once. And I was like, what's your other addiction? And he goes, Amanda. He's addicted to Amanda.
Where do you
they
find
feel
these
very
people?
safe
Is this Tinder? Is this Tinge? What are we on?
That was Bumble.
We need to turn off the apps.
And again,
there,
we hung out.
You are
all
a very
night.
attractive, wonderfully talented woman. We don't need the Bumbles. We don't need to go on the Hinges any longer.
And the next time I'm on, I'll share other ones. They've been wild. Wild.
What a cliffhanger. And I can't wait. We're going to have you back immediately.
Okay.
Because this cannot, I mean.
It's been really something else.
I cannot believe.
Can't abide such idiocy any longer.
Cannot. We need to turn off the apps, Smiths, and move along. So, again, tell everyone your non-hacked Instagram so that they can follow you and consume everything Chase O'Donnell.
It's Chase_O'Donnell. And that's my Twitter, too.
Awesome.
Which I don't really post on, but it's a fun app.
It's there.
It's there.
If there's something
lots of bachelor
of
tapes.
worth in order to post, you will have it. I'm certain. And for me, my Instagram @Josh_Potter. I'm sure it'll get hacked soon because I'm a dummy. My Twitter is @J_Potter. And there you can find links to shows that are coming up. Like I said, the fall is going to be jam-packed. I kind of took a chill summer because I didn't know how this wound in my back was going to heal. Oh, we were going to show you the wound. Oh my God. So before we leave, we have to do it before we go.
Hurry.
So bring it up. We can't show it on YouTube again because last time I showed it, they limited my ads and YouTube is a bunch of see you next Tuesdays. So let's throw it up there. Now this is my, that's my lower back.
No.
And my, just above my ass. I mean, yeah.
Oh my gosh. No.
And that's just there until it heals.
Do you have a Band-Aid on it?
Oh, yeah. I've got a gauze all over it.
Good.
All right. You can get rid of it now. But yeah, Chase hadn't looked yet.
No way.
Isn't that alarming? The first time I looked at it.
I've heard you talking about it. I listened to you and Annie discuss it.
Oh, yeah. Everyone thought I was a big pussy.
I would have not expected that.
Yeah. Everyone thought, hey, how about you suck it up, pussy? That kind of.
Oh, my God.
That was it right there.
So what? It's just our bodies heal? Like you're going to have like new skin over that
It's going to heal from the inside out. And Dr. Drew says it'll just be a minor scar that you won't even notice.
No way. Isn't the human body crazy?
Crazy. I can't believe it's there. And
oh my gosh.
And I'm 2 weeks removed now and I'm functioning a little bit better.
Okay.
And it's still, I looked at it this morning. Looks like that still.
Oh, that's
yeah, it's
terrible.
brutal. But, you know, Onward and upward, folks.
That's life, huh?
Yeah. Thank you so much for checking into the Roach Motel once again. Do please come back again next Tuesday, and please subscribe. We're getting closer and closer to that 50K mark. Yeah.
50K.
Subscribe, rate, review, all that kind of stuff, and it goes a long way, and I appreciate you all so very much. I love you, and we will see you next Tuesday on The Josh Potter Show.